Hey guys, my name is Taylor Dove, and the title of my TED Talk today is called From Hunter to Couch: What Motivates Humans to Exercise. So as most of you guys know, I work as a personal trainer and a group fitness instructor. And one day I got to thinking, why do people choose to exercise? If I could figure out the answer to this question, not only could I get more clients, but I could be a better motivator. So I started thinking, and I was reflecting back on some of my clients, and a lot of them would come to me, and their main motive was appearance. And they would say, Taylor, I feel fat and I want to be skinnier. And while I'm all for trying to improve confidence, I really feel like our society has a misleading definition of what fat and skinny is. And so I started thinking, and I said, well, I feel like these definitions are coming from the media. And the more I thought about it, I was like, they're fabricated, they're unrealistic, they're unhealthy to achieve. And the bottom line is that I've determined that when we factor in the variable of health, these definitions, they become fallacies. So I would rather take a look at the truths. So most of us know that the majority of Americans are overweight, and specifically it's 68% of the American population is overweight, and most of these people have diabetes, and that just means that they're on the continuum of having pre-diabetes and type 2 diabetes. And the Journal of American Medicine came out and said that 1 in 4 skinny people are metabolically obese. So my first point for you today is that skinny does not always mean healthy. So I want to begin by showing you an image. This is an average male, and it's an MRI. And when you look at the green, it's showing you his external fat. And when you look at the yellow, it's his internal fat. And internal fat can be very dangerous depending on where it's stored and how much of it is stored. So there was a study done, and it showed when they performed these different MRIs on apparently healthy people that 45% of women and 65% of men with normal BMIs had excessive internal fat. And doctors are believing that this internal fat can be the causes of type 2 diabetes and obesity. So it's pretty dangerous. On the other side of the spectrum, I want to point out that just because somebody is fat doesn't mean that they're unhealthy. And you're probably looking at me like I'm crazy, but when we look at this image, you can tell that the image on your right, the man in the blue, he's clearly obese, he's overweight. And then the man to your left, he looks like he's in good shape. He looks like he has a lot of muscle mass. And what's interesting is that if we compare their BMIs, which is body mass index, it's just their weight and height, they have the same BMI, yet one is categorized, actually both of them are categorized as being obese. So I want to say all of this just to say that I feel like we need to start shifting our motivation from appearance to getting healthy. And so I started wondering, how can I convince people that exercise is so important to their health? And so I'm going to start by giving you a background on exercise physiology. And so as humans, we are physiologically made to run. We're physically logically made, we need to exercise for our health. And I want to take you back to caveman time so we can think about this. So in caveman time, we were hunter-gatherers, right? And so we were literally made to outrun animals so that we could kill them. We didn't sit there and shoot them with a gun. We would literally chase them down because we had an adaptation of being able to run without being exhausted by heat, where animals, they can't sweat like we do, and they can't control their internal temperatures like we do, so they would get tired and we could kill them. And if we look at this image, it shows you that the speed is on our x-axis while our oxygen consumption is on our y-axis. And if you look at humans, the dotted line in the blue, it's showing us that that's our most efficient running speed. And you can see we are way more efficient for a longer period of time. And as we're increasing our speed, we're decreasing oxygen consumption, which means we're being more efficient. So you can see where, as compared to your prey animal, which is the horse, we are definitely more efficient than that. But all of this to say, what has happened to our society? We've become reliant on efficiency and quickness. And so when I look at this image, it just raises a red flag. I mean, what has happened? And I feel like the shift in our motivation all begins by informing others of the necessity of exercise so that we can take care of our bodies and prolong our lives. And it doesn't matter how old you are. The second that you begin to physically exercise, you are extending your life and you are prolonging disease, and you can be preventing and reversing disease. So it's just so important. So what I want you guys to all get from this is that no matter what your battle may be or a future battle, fitness can be your cure. With regular exercise, you can improve your confidence and boost your self-esteem. You can increase your bone density to prevent osteoporosis and improve your balance so that you don't fall, which is important for our elderly population for hip fractures, right? You can improve your cognitive brain function. So if you went to a group fitness class this week, you prepared yourself for finals. You can decrease your risk of disease for type 2 diabetes, for stroke, and obesity. And for body fat, you can decrease your body fat. And this is really important for your intra-abdominal fat, which is pictured with this man on the left in his midsection region. This is really important to make sure you don't store it there because there's cells called cytokines that are stored in your fat. And when your body releases them, all your vital organs are right here. So what do you think happens when those cytokines are released? They're stressing your vital organs and you're not going to be functioning as healthily. Finally, this is kind of where my story kicks in. I've experienced benefits, all the above that I've talked about, but I really felt a benefit when it came to minimizing my anxiety, stress, and depression. And that's why I'm so passionate and so confident in my belief that fitness can be your cure. I found that when I exercised, I felt better, and scientifically I learned that meant my body was releasing endorphins, so I was feeling that I was in this euphoric state. And not only that, but I learned that exercise can be just as effective, if not better, than Zoloft, which is a depression medication. So I want to finish with a quote. It's meant for body image, and it says, "When you start looking at people's hearts instead of their face, life becomes clear." However, I took this more literally, and I think it's a perfect representation that when we look at the physiology of our bodies, the inside rather than our outside appearance, the answer becomes clear. Fitness can be your cure. It's important to exercise, and we need to shift our motivation to work out to be for our health. Oops. So with that being said, thank you.
Excellent.